Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the art of nonsense. Lan Mind with the takes, it's explosive. Chris Anthony, indie guy, then you know this is Art of Nonsense. What? Art of Nonsense. Who? Art of Nonsense. Art of Nonsense. Yo. Lan Mind with the takes, it's explosive. Chris Anthony, indie guy, then you know this is Art of Nonsense. What? Art of Nonsense. Who? Art of Nonsense. Art of Nonsense. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Art of Nonsense podcast, episode 9. I'm Chris Anthony, and that's
Lan Mind is explosive. Kaboom.
Yo, that might be the cleanest
You like that?
we've ever had.
Yeah, 9 episodes
of
in.
an intro. You know what I'm saying? I
It
think
took some
we
time.
found our, you know what I'm saying? We found our niche, bro.
Yeah. Chris, it's been 2 weeks, man. I feel like it's too long between episodes, man. But you know what you do? No. You know what you do, which I love, and I love that you're able to do that. You take the episodes and you break them apart, kind of like what we discussed when we first started the podcast. So kind of like what Joe Button does, right? You make segments out of the entire podcast to extend the longevity of the episodes. And
yeah, so like my whole thing is I want to give the episode some space to breathe, right? So give it like 3-4 days to kind of just chill by itself. And then put out the segments.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, we got hate viewed about our Shannon Sharp's segment.
I know. I made a mistake, and then like, oh, he got kids. All right, sorry, I messed up. Is it that much of a big deal?
But they were taking stuff that we didn't even say and just putting it on us, and it's like,
yeah.
Yo, bro.
Is there a marathon going on?
Man.
Isn't the marathon supposed to start? So I don't know.
I have no idea.
Do they even run through your block? I don't know. I know when I lived in Sunset Park, it was on 4th Avenue.
Yeah, no, they definitely don't come by Flatbush. They don't want to come by here.
Yeah,
it's nasty work.
Yeah, they be really running for real.
Running for their lives.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, no, you do a good job by spacing that, and then it gives us opportunity to come back. So this is episode 9, and I will say so far because Fresco's complained, oh, I don't know when you guys post episodes. We've been doing Mondays for the last like 6 episodes, bro. So I don't know what Fresco's talking about.
I feel like Mondays works. Yeah. It starts the week, and then it allows me time to space it out between the 2 weeks, like you said. Yeah, it works with the clips and all this stuff like that. It's nice.
Yeah. So Chris, we have a couple of things that have been circling the internet, and pretty much involving a lot of relationships. Relationships are always a big topic, and I'm married. You're single, but there are people out there that are looking for the right one. And they use dating apps and stuff like that. And sometimes they get
dating
arranged.
Apps suck. No,
they get arranged. They get put together by family members and friends. But I want to talk about family members specifically. In some cultures, it's something that's been done through their lifetime. This is generation after generation. And this is how, it works. You're just putting these two people together, even though they may not, click. It's just how it works.
The arranged marriages and stuff.
But I think for our generation, I think like people who are not part of that culture, it's happened to at least us once or twice where our family members, like, even if it's like a cousin or an aunt or uncle, parent, hey, I got someone that you may be interested in. What is that like? I know it happened to me a long time ago, but I'm married now, but you're single. Do you get approached all the time where it's like, Chris, you're getting up there in age. We want some kids, grandkids.
Yeah. I think once
that pressure like?
Once I hit 28, people were like, "Yo, my man,
the time is the clock is ticking.
What we doing, bro? What's up?" And it's not just my parents; it's my friends.
Yeah. You see a lot of your friends too, right? They're moving on. They're getting married. They're having kids, right?
Yeah, their kids are gonna be in college when I'm having a 1-year-old or something. Which I'm not in a rush anyways. I am turning 31 this year.
Yes.
I'm an unk, what I'm saying? That's what the kids at my school call me. They call me unk. And personally for me, why I'm not seeking relationship right now is because I don't feel like I'm in the place I need to be.
That's smart.
To give somebody what they need properly, right?
Okay, I respect
in
that.
a relationship. So I don't like wasting people's time. I can easily date and do all this stuff like that. Yeah. I've had people hit me up. I've had a conversation. Oh, sure.
I don't want to waste time. I'm not in the business of wasting time. So when people try to hook me up, it's always weird, right? Because not only is dating already difficult as a single man, but the added pressure of like, oh, this person might be nice for you. And then the person that's trying to play matchmaker is like always in your business. I'm a very private person when it comes to my relationships. Stop asking me. Let me do it. And the worst part is people always assume that like I'm scared to talk to the woman. Yo, if I wanted to talk to her, all I gotta say is, let me eat your butt, shorty. No, let me stop.
This took a crazy turn.
No, but like if I wanted to talk to a woman, I have no problem. Like I'm not the most confident in the world. I don't think I'm super like sexy or anything, but like I'll be like, yo, I think you're pretty. I would like to take you out or something. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy. But dating nowadays, anyways, in general, is a lot of pressure because of social media already. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. A lot of people expect on both sides. Yeah. Man, woman, doesn't matter. They expect marriage level accommodations in the dating stages.
Okay.
And then if you don't give that, it's like, yo, you don't really like me. I could find somebody that'll do this for me anyways.
Yes.
And it's unfair, but it's like, hey, that's the world we live in right now, right? I can't do nothing, but I don't like the added pressure. Not only that, it's like if somebody introduces me to somebody, there's always, because I've dated siblings friends before, right? There's always that awkward situation where if it doesn't work out, now you and that other person is like, all right, because I don't know what they told you. Yeah. They may have told you a whole different story and it makes me look like I'm a horrible human being. Yeah. Whole time it's like, yo, I thought it was mutual. You feel me? Like I thought we broke up on the same page or something. And now you're telling them I did this, and this. And now they looking at me like I'm crazy. So I just don't like that added pressure. I don't think I would ever really do the whole, hey, I have a friend for you thing. I'd rather meet the person out of my genuine just being outside and building that with them than the arranged situations. You know what I'm saying?
I think also too the pressure as you get older, right? You're looking for someone, you know, around your age or whatever. And at this time, it's unfortunate sometimes that, you know, they have already lived this life prior to meeting you. And what I mean by that is that, you know, they already had kids or they've been married before. So those are things that are you know, okay with? Not you generally, or just talk about, you know, in general.
I'm not, by the way.
Okay. So you know, there's a lot of things like that. Like I met my wife on Tinder. I told this story plenty of times. She has twin daughters. I inherited that family and it wasn't an issue for me. But I think for others, as they get older, they're looking at the opportunity to start fresh from scratch. And that can be an issue as you continue to get older and you're looking for that next, you know, journey in your life, whether you're, you know, starting a relationship or looking to be married. So as you get older, those things become difficult. Has that been an issue as someone, you know, about to turn 31?
Yeah, there's a lot of single baby mothers out here in these streets, which, hey, listen, they're beautiful and they got great snacks, you know what I'm saying, at the crib. But like personally, I've tried the whole like stepdad kind of vibe going.
It's not for everybody.
I was good at it. I feel like I give dad vibes anyways, right? But it's more so, I think, the fact that you have to be okay with never being the number one priority ever in their life.
That is correct. Yeah.
And as someone that doesn't have kids, I may not mentally understand that. I get it from their perspective, right? Yeah. But like for me personally, it's like, I kind of want to be number one, at least for a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, bro. Yeah. Love me too. You feel me? But them as a parent, I get it. Like, yo, you have a child to take care of. That's your responsibility, especially as a woman. A lot of the single mothers, they take sole care of their baby. So it's like, I can't be mad at you, but I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at you, but I don't want to deal with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. For me, a lot of the younger women like me, which is weird because
you own now?
Yeah, but then like I don't know, I don't got much in common with you. You feel
that
me?
Is true too. Yeah.
And my issue is personally, I've always loved older women. So I used to date always older. Now I'm at the age where it's like maybe I can go a little bit younger. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I have to, you know what I'm saying? Because the older I get, you know, women do have that clock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
don't have that clock. My joint's gonna work until I'm like 80. You feel me?
Yeah, look at Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
It's the truth though. Like, unfortunately for men, like
yeah.
Unless we get the snippety gip, we good for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But women do have that clock. Granted, with modern medicine, it makes it a little bit easier for them to get it off until they're like probably like in their 40s, like early 40s. I've seen. But like still, that's still risky, right? I don't know if I would want to put somebody through that at that age. So like maybe a little bit younger, not too much, you know what I'm saying? But a little 5 years maybe. But it's weird, right? I never when women approach me, especially in New York, women are mad aggressive out here. So it's like, do you really like me or do you want to fight? You know, I don't know.
Or they enjoy the roughness of
yeah.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, let me see that print, bye. And I'm like, yo, chill, relax, shorty. Like, relax. We out here, you know. But yeah, it's a difficult place to be in the 30 area. Because of everything that goes on around us, right? So I mean, hey. Now I'm making it work.
I saw on Twitter the other day, and then probably on YouTube and whatnot, but I saw a video of a woman be interviewed and asked, does it make a difference, the person you're dating, if they have an Android phone or an iPhone? And she said, if you have an Android, I can't trust you. Now that sounds like trust issues already, but
definitely
the reason she stated is that Androids are more complex phones, and it'll be harder to find out if someone is cheating or talking to someone else, and she doesn't trust that aspect of the phone, where the iPhone is more user friendly and everything is out on Front Street. But obviously there's a new update that just came out for the iPhone.
I was to say, then the new update
now you can hide apps and use face recognition to open apps. So I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know how old the video is, but does the person you're dating, does it matter what phone they use? And if so, why? Okay, no.
I could care less. As long as you're able to talk to me, we can always FaceTime. I know because Android has their own version of that or whatever.
And people use WhatsApp a lot too.
So like, I mean, does it really matter? No, because if I don't trust you, I'm not gonna date you anyways. I'm never gonna snoop through somebody's phone. I feel like that's just a barrier that doesn't need to be crossed in a relationship. If you're with each other, you're with each other. And what's the song? I don't want to know. If you're playing me, keep it on the low.
I don't think that's a good. No,
can't take it anymore.
Nah. Don't you want to know,
baby? No, I don't.
You don't want to know if you're being used and abused. And
you better hide it to your best abilities, because if I find out, I'm out of there. There's no crying. I'm leaving.
I need to know right now, because then I'm wasting my time. What if it's like 4 or 5 years and they're just using you and you don't know, and you think everything is sweet? But you don't know. But you don't know.
But I'm saying, don't let me find out then. Keep it on the low.
Wow.
I'm not gonna actively look for it. Hold on. I'm not gonna actively look for it to break my own heart. But if you let it be known,
I get what you're saying. Like you're not being an investigator.
I don't want to know.
No, I get that part. But if you start noticing a couple of things, don't that start clicking in your mind, like, something don't seem right, and then you like pull up to the job on the low tip, with the glasses and the baseball cap.
No, but now you're wild. I'm not in the MCU trying to hide from the public. No, I'm not doing any of that.
No,
like I said, I don't want to know.
Damn. So if they're that good of hiding it for years, you'll never know.
Hey, have fun, life. Shorty. Go do your thing. If we're both happy at home, have fun. If I don't find out, you did your job. You feel me?
Wow, do Chris, that's crazy. Whoever decides to date Chris, please don't cheat on him, man. Because when he finds, I'm gonna be heartbroken for him.
Like if I find out, though, I'll be all right. Life is life. I'm out.
But what if she's like, yo, for the last 10 years, and you have kids and you're married, and you're like, damn.
Then I'm taking her to court and be like, listen, she's a whore. She was doing this, that, and the third behind my back. I found out and I left, and I want my kids. We out. Let's go. That's it. I can't listen. Am I going to be hurt? Of course. I'm not going to be like, oh, thanks. I'm going to be hurt, but I'm not going to actively looking for that issue is just not something that I want to do. Right?
Do you feel like there's a woman trait, or both sides do it? Both
sides do it. Both sides do it. There's no way. I feel like women are more slick with it, right?
Okay.
What messes up the the men more is when they make the other person like feel like they're the one, right? Because then they come out and they're like, psychology. Listen, woman to woman, your man's was eating my butt last night. You feel me? And then now it's a big problem because now they want to be number one. They're gonna mess up your number one relationship at the crib. You feel me? Me personally, I don't have a cheating bone in my body.
Okay.
It's too much work, right?
It is a lot of work.
Enough.
Yeah, it is.
One woman is enough to deal with. Trying to balance two and hide one is just leave me alone. Yeah. All right. I'm too. Yeah. Leave me alone.
Now,
but listen.
Does it go a bit far when you start asking to share your location? Like, hey, I want to know where you are 24/7.
The sharing the location thing is half and half, right? Because depending on what you're asking for. So for me, I would want my woman to share their location, like if I'm not with them, just in case, God forbid something happens, right? I would want to know, like, hey, she was here.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that goes on nowadays. I'm not gonna actively track you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know like friend groups that do it too. Like my cousin and her friend group, they all share each other's location for safety purposes. Do they get nosy sometimes? Sure.
Like, I mean, yo, why you at Starbucks?
Yeah. Like, yo, you spent 2 hours over here the other day. Well, who was you with?
Who was you with?
It can always get, that's why I say it's 50-50, because it can always get to the nosy point. But for safety reasons, I don't mind sharing location.
Yeah.
I'm boring. I don't go anywhere. You can track my location. Guess where I'm gonna be? Right here. You know, I'm gonna be home.
Yeah.
I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why it's always 50-50 with that, because there's multiple reasons to share location with somebody.
So when I started dating my wife, she had an Android phone, and I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work out. You know, because we were talking to the Tinder app, and then we exchanged numbers.
Switched over.
Yeah, and I saw the green bubbles. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. You know, but years later, what was it, like a year or two later, Jess? It was probably like a year later. She then got an iPhone, and it made life easier, FaceTime, because then I had to get the WhatsApp, and I hated. I only had WhatsApp for her, and I hated it.
Right.
So it didn't it wasn't an ice like breaker. I don't even think I'm using the right term, but it wasn't anything a deal breaker, not icebreaker. It wasn't a deal breaker. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. It wasn't a deal breaker, but I would prefer an iPhone. It just makes things simpler for me, being that I use iPhone when it comes to FaceTiming, and I don't need another app to do all these other extra things. And it wasn't an issue. Now, my wife does also share her location with me, but it's not something that I asked her to do. She just did it willingly.
Right.
And sometimes I don't even look. Like I'm like, what took you so long? She goes, oh, if you saw, I was in traffic. I'm like, oh, okay. I forgot that you still share the thing with me. I don't share with her. I mean, if she ever asks me, I don't care. I literally go to work and I go home.
Right.
Like, there's never a place
I'm bored, baby. Yeah.
I'm never in the mindset. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go somewhere special tonight, and she's not gonna act. Like, come on,
right?
Like, you know.
Right.
And I don't think that's an issue, but I don't think what phone the person uses should determine your status in your relationship.
Like, obviously, if I have an iPhone, if she has an iPhone, it makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's not
going to be like, yo, I'm not going to talk to you ever again.
Like, you put in your dating app, like, no Androids allowed. Like,
right.
Come on.
That's insane.
Yeah, that makes no sense. No. But this is also this is another question, and I think people have talked about this all the time. Should you live with the person before you commit for the rest of your life and get married? I think this is something, and I was talking this to my wife earlier today. I think it is important to live with a person so you get to learn their ways, stuff like that. Because let's say, you're dating, you go and visit each other, and it's not the same when you're there every single day. You're literally seeing them all the time versus where you stop by, you sleep over, you won't see them for like 2 or 3 days, you talk on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
I think living with them, you get to learn everything, and you see their habits, their pros and cons. Is that something you think for you, because I'm already married, but for you, do you think it's something you like? I think it's best we live together first, and we, take it from there.
Right. I think that's tough.
Okay.
It's tough. Is it smart? Sure. Because like you said, you actually get to know them for real. Because seeing how somebody lives is completely different.
Yeah, because if you come over, like, you clean up before they get here. When you live together, it is what it is.
But the reason that's also like sketchy sometimes is because, like, what if it doesn't work out? Right. So now I live with you.
But doesn't that save you though? cheaper from then getting married and then you move.
100%. But
because the divorce is more expensive than the lease.
100%. But it's like now you're on the lease together. Now it's awkward. How do we get out of this? How do we do this, this, and this?
You have a dog together. Who gets the dog? You know.
Yeah, I've literally seen that happen before. Really? Where it's like they had joint custody on a freaking golden retriever. I was like, what is happening right now? this isn't real life, right? It's not an actual child.
Yeah,
somebody take the damn dog. But I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like
you get visitation.
But yeah, like it gets. I get to see the dog on money, Wednesdays, right? Obviously, it saves more than a divorce, but either way, it's still a tricky situation, right? And then on top of that, I grew up in the church. For those that haven't watched, my dad's a pastor, married first, right? Before. So mentally,
you've been trained,
growing up with the mindset of let's not do that until we're married. Granted, it's completely changed a lot since growing up, but that's still there, you know, in the back of my head. And then on top of that, I got to deal with my dad, right? So how would my parents take? Yo, I'm moving in with my shorty. That'll lead to a whole different conversation and a whole fight with my family that I don't know if I personally would want to have. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But what if the girl's like, hey, I want to live with you. Like I want us to. We
could do every other weekend. You know, like joint custody. Jesus. You could live with me. You could live with me 2 weekends out the month, you know?
Oh, man.
You got to find the balance where it's not too permanent, but like you still get to see majority of my situation. You know what I'm saying? We get joint custody. We're a joint custody living relationship, you know? 2 weekends a month.
Okay.
Have fun. You know, it's about like 7 to 10 days out the month.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get 1/3 of a month to live with me.
I think you say that now, but when you're like fully in love, say goodbye to streaming. I'll never see Chris again. And it'll probably be the end of the podcast. You know,
that's crazy. I can't believe this guy.
I don't know. I feel like Chris is going to
any woman that wants to be with me, if you're watching this and you are a fan, right?
You're a fan first. Okay.
If you're going to stop me from doing this, you're not made for me. All right. This is what I love doing. This is what I choose to do. Okay. So if you're going to stop me, you're not made for me. You know what I'm saying? Your wife don't stop you from doing this.
No, she does it. You know, that brings up another topic. And I know we wanted to talk about something else, but I was thinking about this in the shower because I think about a lot of things when I'm in the shower. I wasn't thinking about you. I was thinking about a situation.
Shower. By the way, this guy made me wait forever. Okay. He told me 10:30 on the dot 2 days ago. And guess what happened at 10:30?
I'm going to edit this part out.
He wasn't here to be found. Okay.
All right. So real quick. So I met my wife when I was doing vlogs on YouTube. So I wasn't gaming or streaming or anything like that. I've actually, prior to meeting my wife, I've like talked to women that said, you know, I'd rather not date someone who's a gamer because their whole like mindset is just like playing Madden or 2K and they don't spend enough time with me and that's all they care about. And we've seen videos of women deleting like actual accounts because they want more time with their man. I feel like with my wife, very lucky by the way, because I started doing vlogs and then I switched over once the pandemic had started doing streaming of video games. Right. She could have just switched up on me like, you play too much Call of Duty. I don't know if this is gonna work. And it's not like I can say you met me like this. No, I literally switched up. Right. Meeting you where you do play games and we have the podcast. Do you think for, you know, dating purposes, will that change for you too? Where it's like, you know, I know you got to dedicate more time to your relationship now. So, you know, you won't have all the time in the world to do everything you normally do. But how would that work?
That's the thing. Life is life, right? Things change, things happen, but there's balance. So like, obviously right now I have the opportunity to kind of just put everything into one basket as far as the content creation, video, streaming, gaming,
no distractions
and the podcast, right? Yeah. There's nothing there. If somebody comes along, they're gonna have to understand this is something I'm still gonna do regardless, and then I'm gonna have to switch my scheduling up to balance it out. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna spend time with you, but guess what? I'm gonna still do this. Yeah. Don't stop me from doing it because all that's gonna do is ruin a relationship, right? I enjoy doing this. I'm happy doing this. It's something I have a passion for. So why would you stop me from doing something I'm passionate about? If you actually care for me, just so you can be selfish, right? It's okay to be a little bit selfish, right? Because like I said, I'm still going to do what I want to do, but obviously I'm not going to neglect you and give you the time and stuff that you want and need as a human being. So it's like, it's a balance, right? So maybe I have to stream a little bit less. Right now I'm able to stream 5 days a week. Maybe I'll switch it to 3 days a week. 2 of those days are all dedicated to you. Instead of doing instead of 2 days dedicated to editing, I'll do 1 day dedicated to editing. So now you get 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, there's balance.
Yeah.
And then if we're like, let's say we get serious and we move in together, like we were just talking about. Now you're with me all the time.
Yeah. So now
I can literally just take a break and we could go hang out, watch a movie, chill, go out to eat. It's balance.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna be like, man, screw you, whatever. And there's been plenty of times where you were like, yo, can't play tonight, bro. I'm spending time with my family, my wife.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. There's balance
Like,
there
how
too.
hard is that?
Yeah.
How hard is that? If you're neglecting your loved one or your family, then that's another story. I would never do that, right? The people that like watching me would have to understand, yo, Chris's life has kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So some stuff we're gonna have to take a little more of a back seat compared to what I've been doing. So that's it.
Yeah, I saw a video on TikTok. Well, I seen a couple of videos where the man is playing a game and his family's just standing there by the door and they just like look sad and then watching the father play. And he gets up. You think he's gonna like hug the kids? He literally closes the door. But no, that doesn't happen here. Like, my wife, she's understanding. And I've always said, like, I never stream on weekends because that's dedicated really to my family, to my wife when we don't have our kids, and to when we do have our kids. You know, we try to schedule those things. So streaming during the week has always been, you know, a thing for me where I would do Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays because Fridays, you know, that's when the weekend starts. Now, if I do stream on Friday, it's literally for a couple hours before my wife gets home, and then, you know, like I did this Friday, I was playing Wukong. Like, and
she got home. You were like, yo, I gotta go eat. Yeah, it's lit. We out. Yeah, but you got off. Now,
are there gonna be other couples that are understanding that way, or are they just gonna be like, nah, you gotta cut that off. Once I walk in the house, I'm gonna pull the plug.
Right.
I don't know how that works for some people because I even get like asked at my job, like, your wife lets you play games. I'm like, what do you mean lets me play? Like, I never understood that idea.
I'm not her kid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, your wife is great. She lets you play games all the time. Like, it's not. It's communication. That's what it comes down to. You're communicating.
And not only that, it's like, why is it that, at least from the videos that I've seen that you're talking about, the women are allowed to watch their TV shows, do all this extra stuff, but then I want to play a video game and it's a problem. So it's like I don't understand the logic behind it because it's like.
It's like, oh, that's for kids.
If I turn on the TV and I watch a show, it's not a problem. But the minute you hear the PlayStation button, you want to fight with me for what?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I'm doing something I enjoy. I'm having fun. I like playing video games. Yes, it's like a little getaway. It's my little getaway.
Exactly.
And the thing is,
but
at least
some
for
people
me,
look at it as like a little kid thing because it's so dedicated and marketed to kids.
I know that's how you felt about anime, and look at how your life has changed since you started watching My Hero.
I never said that, but I do love My Hero. Chris put me on it, and I'm addicted to it. So yeah.
No, but like my thing is, me as somebody that I haven't been in a relationship in a while, but when I was in a relationship, right, I took interest in what my person was interested in, right. So let's say they like makeup.
You told
I
her
promote them as a business.
On me? You ever? She like try?
Yeah, I've done it before. Okay. She was doing YouTube videos. She was like, "Yo, they're doing. Let me do like the put makeup on my boyfriend challenge or whatever." Sure,
lashes, all that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I will wear the
my
photos.
lashes is already nice. You feel me?
I would love to see the photos of these things.
No, it doesn't exist anymore. It's all deleted. But you know, like let's say she likes makeup or she does like fashion. I want to help her delve into something that she likes doing, right?
I respect that, yeah.
So in the same way, she should be like, oh, you like creating content, you like playing video games for people and do it and making videos. Go ahead and do it. Because I've been in a relationship where the person hated something that I like doing when I was making music.
Oh, how difficult was that?
She thought I was outside being a whore at every one of the shows I would do.
Yeah,
and then she started coming to the shows, and she's like, "I see the way the girls look at you." And
it was like that when I was DJing, listen, so I know.
Listen, women are gonna be there regardless, right? Women are gonna find me attractive.
Yeah.
If I'm not reacting to it though, it shouldn't be a problem, right? There's plenty of times where women have came to my stream and be like, "Yo, you're handsome. You're this." I'm like, "Yo, thanks."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, yo, DM me, shorty. I'll show you my beef. I'm not doing that. Like, you feel me? Like, if
And
we're
if
in a
you're saying
relationship,
hi, it's not like you flirting back. You're just being
no,
responsive.
I'm just like, yo, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, yo, get out of here, my girl, bro. Like, now you're gonna ruin my career.
Yeah.
Like, women are gonna always, just like if a girl's doing something or a woman's doing something that they enjoy doing, I'm pretty sure plenty of men are gonna find them attractive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't be mad at the guys for. Why do you think I'm dating her? I find her attractive too, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll get mad at your response to it, right? But especially when it comes to like entertainment business, it's not necessarily flirting, but being nice is part of the job.
Absolutely.
Right? I can't be rude to people for complimenting me.
Absolutely.
Just like if somebody works as a waitress or a waiter, people, hey, I've seen it.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends how you react. Now, if you go above and beyond and start wilding and DMing and doing all, it's another story. But the person's just gonna have to understand. But that's also why it's tough to find somebody that will be understanding of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So good for you. Because you found somebody that understands, and you know, there's definitely has to be like a lot of communication behind the scenes.
Absolutely,
that people don't know about, so they can't understand. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna have to be a lot of reassuring, because that's what I used to have to do. Listen, I'll show you my DMs. I'll do this. I used to have to show her, like, I'm not talking to anybody else but you, right? And I do it gladly. But then the thing is, she just didn't want me to do it at all.
That's crazy.
If I would have obliged, I would have been miserable and held resentment towards her, which would have ruined the relationship anyways.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Now, Chris, you had brought up something to me, and then I guess we could get into the new segment.
So you're a father, okay? You don't. You're married to somebody with daughters, so they're now like your daughters, but you weren't with them when they were
at birth,
obviously babies, and right. But you do have a son,
correct?
So there's this topic going around of people saying that their baby mother or their wife doesn't let them change their baby daughter's diaper or bathe their daughter. How do you as a father feel about your significant other or wife, baby mother not allowing you to bathe your child or change your child's diaper because of their gender?
I think that's crazy, honestly, because you're the parent. I'm doing my fatherly duties. I will say this: when my son was born, I was scared. I think every father who's had children, whether boy or girl, you're scared to change the diaper. I was scared to change the diaper. I was scared to like lift this. I thought I was gonna break every bone in the kid's body, bro. So thank God my mom was around to really help me, really show me. Because what's crazy is that my son's mother gave birth, literally came home and went back to the hospital to get her glow bladder removed. So she wasn't even there for the first like week when my son was born.
You was on the lonely.
Yeah, so my mom was there the whole time. Thank you, Mom. To really train me, and I was scared, bro. Like I don't want to do that. And we take dumps. Oh hell, I had to wear a mask. I was like, I can't do it. And Mom like, you gotta learn. It's just part of being a parent. Right. And I started doing it. I found like a rhythm, and it worked. Now, as far as changing, if I had a daughter, I would do the same thing. You can't take that away. That's an experience. You can't take that away. You're helping and you're being a part of the child's life in that. And people are like, oh, they're infants, they're never. But it's an experience for you as a parent, I believe. Right. I do remember those times of changing my son or him peeing at me, and it's just you go through it, But to say, oh, because of the gender, I won't allow you to bathe him. No, I never took a shower with my son, but I bathed him. And if it was I will bathe her too. It's my child. It's different if they're like 11. I'm not changing. I'm not changing. Come on, that's different. It's about infants. These are babies. They're so innocent. There has to be something with that person's experience. Yes. Something had to have happened for her to say that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. So there has to be some kind of understanding there.
Yeah.
It seemed like, I guess, unfortunately, something might have happened to her as a child.
Absolutely. You don't just say that's,
or them as a child. Yeah. And it's like, I get it.
Yeah. But then you're saying you don't trust. That's a trust thing too.
But there definitely is like sick people out there, right?
No, there is. It's coming out more and more.
Right. Like the angle that they're taking is, you're a man. I don't want you touching my daughter this way.
But that's
And
your
I
daughter
get
too.
it.
You guys went half on a
Right,
baby.
right.
That's-
And there's definitely some sickos out there and sick
Yeah.
stuff happening, but it's like, unless they've proven to you that they're weird,
Absolutely.
that's their child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why not? It's not like they're just bait. It's regular stuff. You know? I don't know.
Yeah. So it has to be a past experience. That's the only way I can think
Unfortunately,
of it.
for that person or anybody
Sad,
that feels that way, that sucks.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah.
So now
We have a new segment.
segment,
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
Drop a bomb for that.
me and my friend here, Lan Mind,
Yeah. Explosive.
we
I
are
just
both
dropped the bomb.
fans of football. Him not so much lately because his team is
No,
absolutely
don't talk.
horrendous.
Don't talk about my team.
And last week, my team put the beats on his team.
And they celebrated as if they won the Super Bowl. Don't
No,
know
we
why.
didn't. We destroyed y'all. We could have beat y'all worse. We were being nice to you guys.
But it doesn't matter. It's not like Tom Brady's on the team. You couldn't have done that when Tom Brady was on the team. So now nobody's
That's
there.
fine.
And you have a bad O-line, an injured
Listen,
team,
listen.
a new head coach that's a rookie head coach. It's just a lot of elements. I'm not making excuses. I know my team sucks. But you can't be like, oh, we beat the shit out of you. Of course, we're so bad. We're a
I
bad
know
team.
we did what we should have done. You know, we were really nice to you guys.
Exactly. So you should have been like, great game. I'll see you next time.
That's what I did say. You could look at the text. I literally said, better luck next time. Did I not?
You did say that.
Exactly. You see?
I'm maybe talking about all the other stupid Jet fans in the
I
world.
wasn't even talking cocky to him. I said, yo, listen, better luck next time, brother. That's it.
Yeah. Now, if the Patriots
know this. My team stinks, you know?
But
So
if
it's
the
like, all right,
Patriots
bro.
would have won, then it gives me poise to then say, hey, what's up? Like, your team sucks. Yeah, I would have went in
100%.
hard.
That's perfectly fine.
But
You what I'm
I
saying?
know
Not
my
hard,
team.
But
Yeah, that's, yeah, pause. You're going to make a clip out of this one.
so, we're gonna choose 5 games from this week's slate,
Okay.
and we're gonna see who wins.
This is
all
week
right?
4 of the NFL.
This is week 4 of the NFL. We're a little late. We
Yeah,
walked-
because
but we were doing
Thursday,
we were still doing no hablos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Thursday don't count. That game sucked anyways. Nobody cares about the Giants or the Cowboys.
yeah, 5
but
points. It's horrible. What's the
we
score?
got-
20 to 15. What kind of score is that? Go
I
on.
don't know. It's like a baseball score.
Yeah. Baseball.
All right. All right. Game number 1. We got the Vikings at the Packers with Jordan Love coming back off of injury.
What time is that game? 1? It's about to start
Yeah.
in an hour. I don't like the Packers because he's coming off an injury. Jordan Love. This is his
I'm
first.
gonna go Packers
Okay.
with the upset because the Vikings are undefeated. I think they take their first loss to the division rivals. Okay. I think this is a divisional game.
Okay.
This is a
I
divisional
respect it.
game. I think my boy Darnold shows him his true colors this game because the Green Bay's defense is really good
No, they are, and they're young. That's a good thing
and
too.
they're healthy.
Yeah. So that helps.
And Jordan Love is about to come back with a vengeance after getting injured in the first game. They did well without him.
This is
So
true.
with him, they're much better.
I agree. I just think when
I
you
think
come
the-
back from injury, you're kind of like maybe in the first 2 quarters, you're kind of like playing
Right.
safe, and then you take
But-
off in the second half.
I think the Packers make a statement game here and they beat the Vikings and give them their first loss, man.
Okay, I respect it.
So you're going Vikings.
Yeah, I think
Packers.
I'm going Vikings. Yeah.
Okay. So next game we got another divisional game, which to me divisional games are always the best. We're gonna go Chiefs at the Chargers.
Is it
Chargers
easy?
got the new head coach.
I don't care.
The Chiefs haven't been playing that well. They've
No,
been
they haven't.
skating by with wins. They are away.
Mhm.
So what are you thinking?
I'm saying Chiefs. Yeah, and this is another thing too. I've been hearing this on sports radio. Chris doesn't listen to it because he doesn't drive. So I listen to it on my drive to work back and forth, right? And I've been hearing this and I agree with it. You let me know, Chris. You probably see it on Sports Center. But they are saying that a lot of the players, there's only 3 preseason games and really the preseason is for the starters
The
to
first
get
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is the 4th week. This is kind of like a slow start last year for the Chiefs as well. So I think this one is like they start hitting on all cylinders. Him and Kelsey start connecting, and it's just gonna be a bloodbath. I think this is gonna be a really good game, and it'll probably be like by 2 touchdowns probably. The
I
Chiefs.
think it's going to be closer than that. I do
Really?
think the Chiefs win, but I think it's going to be closer. Mostly because the Chargers are playing well already.
This is true.
And like you said, teams start coming together at this point, right? So as well as the Chiefs can get better, the Chargers can also get better. And with their new coaching staff.
Oh, and this is bad too. I forgot Pacheco's not even playing, so I'm probably wrong about that.
I think Harbaugh is doing a great job over there.
Yeah.
It could be a potential upset, but I do think the Chiefs skate by and win again how they've been winning.
Maybe by touchdown.
Super close margins, a field goal or a touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're both going Chiefs there.
Yeah. All right.
Next game, we got the undefeated Seattle Seahawks with Geno Smith as quarterback. Shout out to the Jets.
The Patriots should have beat them in week 2.
Both their ex-quarterbacks are undefeated right now. Sam Darnold and Geno Smith doing well. Look at the Jets breeding good quarterback play. The Seahawks are playing at the Lions this week. 2 good teams. The Lions have been on the up and up the past couple of years.
Yeah.
They started off solid. They're 2-1 right now. But the Seahawks are undefeated.
Yeah.
But they're also away. Away games are always tough, and Detroit is a tough place to play. What do you have going on here?
I'm going Detroit. I don't think the Seahawks are really that team. I think they got unlucky.
You don't believe in them?
Yeah, they got unlucky, and this might sound biased, but they got unlucky with the Patriot game. They should have lost. They blocked a field goal, great on special teams, whatever. But they went into OT, and it was anybody's game. And I didn't think they looked that great. But I think playing away in Detroit, I think the Lions are going to win this game.
I also believe the Lions gives them their first loss, so I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
The Lions are, to me, such a well-balanced team.
I wish we knew the spreads. Defense. I really wish we knew what they were. Like,
I could do that for next week.
Yeah.
I can do that for next week.
Okay.
The Lions are just overall such a good balanced team.
They are. Yeah.
I don't feel like the Seahawks have really played anybody that
good
is
true too.
Yet,
yeah.
Right. Whereas the Lions have had a little more of a challenge. And like you said, teams start gelling around week 4 or 5. Yeah. So I wonder if the Lions come out strong this time and just make a statement to beat a team that's currently undefeated.
Yeah.
Now, we have a rematch of last year's wild card playoff game. The Eagles.
Oh, my wife was asking about this game.
Bucks.
I hate the Eagles, and I hate their friends. I love my wife, though. Now... I don't believe in them. I don't believe in the Eagles. I just don't. I feel like this is a team that people have witnessed some type of greatness, but if you remember last year, it was like they were up and up, and then they went down, and then they just got destroyed. And I don't think the Eagles not.
So I'll say this:
I don't think they're that team. And I like Hurts, but I don't think they're that team.
No, the Eagles are extremely talented on paper.
I hate their coach, by the way,
They're one of the
Oh,
best teams.
God, I can't stand him.
They're on paper, they're one of the best teams on both sides of the ball. Unfortunately, their coaching stinks.
I agree with that as well. That's why I hate their head coach.
I think his first year was a fluke because nobody knew his system and they couldn't really figure anything out. So they kind of skated by and made the playoffs and obviously went to the Super Bowl that his first year. But since then, a lot of people have figured it out, and they've kind of just been winning off of just talent.
Yeah.
Because they, like I said, on paper, they're extremely talented. As far as play calling and decision making in game, I don't know what he'd be doing.
It's very questionable.
I don't get it. Going forward on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal was crazy.
Yeah.
There's certain things that he could easily do better to put his team in a better situation at end games. And in the Bucks, man, this guy
like
Baker
Bucks.
Mayfield has revamped his entire career.
Yeah.
And he's the best replacement for Tom Brady since Tom Brady retired, which is insane.
Yeah.
And the Bucks look good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Bucks here.
Me too.
At home. I think the Bucks beat the brakes off the Eagles. It's not even gonna be a close game to me.
Really?
I
don't think it'll be that bad.
This is gonna be a lopsided win.
How many points do you think?
At least 14.
Okay, I would say 10. But 14, that's
I think
2 touchdowns.
At least it's going to be a double digit win to me.
Yeah, I say 10 points.
In the Bucks' favor.
But again, we're going off like we don't even know. That's why I said like I wish we knew the spreads because then we would know what Vegas is saying versus our ideals. But yeah.
And now we got my personal game of the week.
Oh, of course, the New Jersey Jets.
No.
Oh, okay.
The Bills at the Ravens, and this is our final game that we're going to make a choice on. The Bills look like a completely different team without Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I love Josh Allen's comment that wasn't necessarily a shot at Diggs, but was a shot at Diggs, where he basically said, nobody cares about the stats as long as we're getting the wins here, and they know if their number gets called, they're going to be fine. What a wild statement to make, because a lot of people have been saying that Diggs is the one that's the problem. Everywhere he goes, he complains about not getting the ball and all that good stuff. Which I get, because he's a premier wide receiver. So I mean,
they
I
call
get it.
the receivers divas. So there were times where he did say things like that publicly too.
Right.
Yeah.
But their offense has looked much better than I anticipated, because not only did they lose Diggs, they lost Gabe Davis, which was their number 2 guy. So they pretty much with an entirely new offense outside of their running back and quarterback and line.
And it goes to show how good Allen is too.
Josh Allen is killing it. He's definitely right now, I believe, the front runner for MVP of the league.
Yeah, we're only 3 weeks in, but yeah.
So we'll see if it keeps panning out this way.
But it looks great because of what he's working with. That's why I think
as a Jets fan, I'm scared, because why does he look this good? Please cut it out. I would greatly appreciate it that you stink when you play against us like you usually do. Because against us, for some reason, he sucks. I don't know what goes on.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Brady when he would play Miami. He just would not do well. So.
It sucks.
Especially in Miami.
And then you got the Ravens, who have been struggling.
Yeah.
Even though they look good.
Yeah.
Every game that they've lost has been by single digits.
Yeah.
Either a field goal or like 2 points or something. It hasn't been like, they haven't been blown out yet. And the one game they won was by 3 points against the Cowboys. But that game was kind of already decided by the time it got to that point.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens here? Do you think the Ravens win at home against the Bills and give the Bills their first loss? Or you think the Bills continue to just dominate?
Something tells me to go with the Ravens. I feel like they're going to get it together at this point. I think also Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback and he's great on his feet. Are they going to be able to handle that kind of offense? I don't know.
Right.
But I do like the Bills. I think they've been playing great, and what Josh Allen's been doing has been amazing to watch, especially because I don't want the Jets to do anything, and I know they won't do anything anyway. So, yeah.
Wow. What a hater.
I'm probably going to go with the Ravens. I think they pull this one out. It'll be really close, though. It'll be really close. It'll be probably like 3 points, maybe. Yeah.
So, for me, the Ravens need this game.
They do.
This is a statement game, right?
Yeah,
because right now they're 1-2.
And they're at home. Yeah.
They're home. They're 1-2. It's an AFC type of thing. So this is gonna deal with the standings later on in the season.
Yeah.
But the Ravens' schedule is very tough, right? Yeah. You got the Steelers, who are undefeated.
Yeah, which is great to see.
That are playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin is easily one of the best head coaches of all time.
And they always talk bad about him, but he always has winning seasons, Chris. That's
he has no losing seasons ever in his entire career.
Yeah.
The Bengals have been stinking it up.
Yes, they have. I think it's his hair.
The Ravens have been stinking it up.
They call him Ellen.
So the Ravens, to me, this
Ellen
is
DeGeneres.
stop.
I'm just saying what the people say.
The Ravens have to win this game, right?
Okay, I don't know if they have to, but I think
no, they have to. This is, if you look at their schedule,
think it ends this season if they lose?
Yes.
Wow.
Very, very likely.
Wow.
The percentage of them making up the playoffs and being a playoff team is very low if they lose this game. This is a playoff team, a playoff caliber team.
This will test them. This is a good test for them too.
This is a good test.
Yeah, I agree.
It's early on in the season. They got to get it together, because if they don't, their schedule does not get easier after this. It doesn't get easier after this. They have probably one of the worst schedules in the league right now.
Do you have their schedule up right now?
I could look it right now. Hold on.
I'm just curious what their next 3 games are going to be.
Right.
Because the Ravens, I don't think it's do or die. I mean, they're in week 4. Right now.
Okay, look.
And they're 1-2. So after this game,
obviously they lost to the Chiefs, they lost to the Raiders, they beat the Cowboys, so they got the Bills. Next week, even though the Bengals have been stinking it up, it's still a division game.
Yeah, but I think they could win that game. The Bengals haven't looked.
No, I'm not saying it's not. It's definitely a winnable game. Commanders is probably the easiest game. Should be the easiest game, even though the Commanders are actually playing over. They're over exceeding what.
And how much is that? They're not that great.
I mean, listen, they're 2-1. They got to win. They got a better record than the Patriots.
I know. Okay. I knew you were gonna pull that one on me.
Then they got the Bucks. That's not an easy game.
No, it's
not an easy game. Then you got another divisional game. Because divisional games to me are never easy, especially with this division.
Yeah.
All their teams seem to turn it up against each other because they all hate each other.
Yeah.
Then they got the Browns.
Okay.
Broncos, easy. And they got the Bengals again. Then they got the Steelers. Tough. Then they got the Chargers. Tough. Then they got the Eagles. Tough. Then they got the Giants. That's easy. Then they got the Steelers again.
The
Tough.
division games are going to be tough. We know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Without doubt. Yeah. I'm talking about
Then
the
you
teams
got the-
outside of them. I think they'll
Then you
go
got the
half on those.
Texans. Bro, you got the Texans, the Eagles, the Chargers, and the Bucks. That's 4 games they can easily lose.
Yeah.
Easily.
You're right about that. You're
On
right.
top of, because they haven't played anybody in the division yet. So
Yeah.
they got 6 divisional games,
Yeah.
which can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got 4 out of the rest of the games that are tough. Their schedule doesn't get easier. To me, this is a must win to save their season.
Okay. I respect it.
Because this can easily go.
I respect it.
But unfortunately for them, I think the Bills win. I think the Bills beat them at home.
Okay.
I think they're not making the right decisions end game to either keep a lead or get back into the lead. From all the games I've watched, that seems to be their issue. Their defense is not their defense that we're used to. Like especially with the game against the Chiefs and the Raiders, they were beating the Raiders the entire game,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
and the
true.
Raiders came back. And
Yeah.
the Raiders don't even have that good of an offense.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up with your neighborhood, bro? Someone get shot? Is that an emergency vehicle?
Yeah, sounds like an ambulance. But yeah, you know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Well, those are our picks for
That's
week
our
4.
picks.
This should be
When
the
I
segment
post-
for the rest of the
Yeah.
season.
When
yeah.
I post the clips, I'll put dub or loss on either of our faces to see who made the right choice.
I love it.
We got 2 choices that we thought the same on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of them we went opposite.
Okay.
So we'll keep tallies and keep scores for the rest of the
I like
season
that.
as we
Yeah.
continue this segment moving forward.
Yeah.
And you guys know the vibes, baby. We out of here. We'll see you on the next episode of the Art of Nonsense podcast, baby.